Hello everyone, NBZ here, bring you a chilled out battle, a relaxed thing that I had against Gubstacular. He was formerly known back in the day as Just Kicking Back 43. We both had 100 subs at the same time, can you believe that, back in the day? And then he quit, and he came back as Like to Tubes, and then he quit again, and then he's come back again as Gubstacular. So that's what we're calling him. It's Nubz Vs Gubs in a battle royale of fun. So we just basically just grab some stuff. He has really offensive stuff, like basically a Suicune is the only kind of defensive thing he has. And then I just grabbed some random things I wanted to use, so I don't know, it turned out pretty fun. So he leads off with a Terrakion. Now, of course, there is the threat of him being scarfed, but I was thinking I should chance it. I was thinking, whatever, well, I'll just stay in, I'll go for a Brave Bird, and maybe I'll get lucky and he won't be scarfed, and then I'll just kill it. But I didn't really want to switch anything into a Terrakion. If you'd looked at my team, I have Volbeat and Beartic, so, you know, my options are limited, so don't really want to be doing any of that. I actually end up smashing the Suicune with a Brave Bird, a banded Brave Bird. As you can see, he's very defensive with max, I think that's max HP investment. I'm not sure if Suicune's base 100 or not. I think it probably is, but whatever. He's got 404. I'm going to go into my own 404 HP Pokemon, and after that Ice Beam, we were only 1 HP apart, apparently. I was on 266. He was on 2... it was still... After lefties, actually, we're still 1 HP apart because of that 291, 290. That's funny. Very interesting observation to make there with the HP numbers. But regardless, Celebi is a defensive one. I haven't used defensive Celebi in a really long time. I remember back in 4th Gen, I ran this same set. Good old Onion Room with T-Wave, Psychic, Leech Seed, and Recover. I kind of like it. And I haven't really used it in any OU teams of late, but I want to maybe use it again at some point, and we'll see how that goes. But I end up paralyzing the Venusaur on switching, and then going for a stab psychic, seeing how much it'll do. That's a pretty decent chunk, and he unfortunately misses the sleep powder. I don't know how huge that was really, because Celebi does have natural cure, so I could have easily just gone and switched out and woken up again, but you win some, you lose some, and fortunately got a little bit of hacks there in my favor. But you know, hacks is, you know, it's a thing that you can't really control, so you've got to just live with the moment, live in the Onion Room, and that's that. So Alakazam's in now, fucking Houdini. I was talking to him about how Alakazam fits the Houdini name quite well, because not only is he like magic, but he can also wrap his moustache around himself like a straitjacket, right? Because Houdini was always known for like the straitjacket stuff, where he'd just like get out of it. It's like, how do you do that? But clearly, Alakazam, if he was to use his moustache, would be able to do likewise. Not really a lot to say in this situation, apart from Shadow Ball didn't do a huge amount. Well, it did a decent chunk. It wasn't going to kill me because I am, you know, defensively invested. I don't think I have actual much special defense. I'm more physically defensive, but I have a lot of HP, meaning I am able to take unstabbed Shadow Balls. And I don't think he was Life Orb. I think he might have been Focus Sash. So anyway, I T-waved him, and I'm just continuously psyching him at this point, psyching him out, psychicking him, psychicking. That is the trouble with that thing, psychic, because then if you're just saying psychicking, then it's like an extra kick in the ing, and you can't really get your tongue around it. But I tried, so there. And I also tried to explain how I couldn't pronounce it. Regardless, I go into Mienshao now after my Celebi does fall to a Shadow Ball and go for the U-turn, crit the Venusaur, which probably doesn't matter. It is a Venusaur, and I am running max attack, and I don't know, U-turn's unstab, but whatever. Even if it hadn't, I would have just gone into Crobat and U-turned again, so not like it was a big deal anyway. He actually gets a free switch to go into his Nidoking, which I was a little bit afraid him bringing it in on my Crobat that it would be scarfed. I thought otherwise he would have gone into Suicune to deal with me because he knows he can live a Brave Bird, but he isn't scarfed, and I smash him with a Brave Bat. Of course, Brave Bat being the one and only move that you use with the Crobat. Unfortunately, it doesn't kill him. There's 14. But no matter, because once again, we're going to repeat, rinse, repeat. Go back to Scarf Mienshao. I think this is Reckless. And U-turn once again. He's going to end up following off the Alakazam, because it's at low amount of HP. And, well, he has lots of things at lower amounts of HP. His Suicune's like at half. Alakazam just died. And that's about it, I think. And then that thing that he switched out again, I can't remember what he just switched out, which was going to die. Whatever it was, it's going to come back in later anyway, so whatever. I go to Volbeat, Volbeat is a thing that I was using on this other team that I never really showed because I had a battle with it that was about 50 turns long, and unfortunately I lost that battle when my computer died. And it was interesting, I guess, but Volbeat is basically Prankster, if you didn't know. It has Prankster, meaning it can get Priority Substitute, it can get Priority Encore, all that good stuff that Whimsicott gets, but it also gets Tail Glow and Baton Pass. So this essential premise is to Tail Glow with the Volbeat and then pass out the +3 to whatever the hell I have. I actually have a Scarf Blastoise on this team, which is kind of what I wanted to give it to, so I could Baton Pass +3 to Scarf Blastoise with Water Spout, and bada bing, bada boom, that's what I was hoping would happen. But basically, in that situation, I was subbing and encoring to the point where he would go for something that wasn't Fire Blast, and then I Baton Passed into Mienshao, knowing that I could live an unstabbed Thunderbolt. And I do live it just about with 34, but I'm able to kill him with a high jump kick, and then in comes Suicune again, and I just decide at this point he's going to get low from a high jump kick. I'm not going to kill him, but I certainly want to knock his HP down to a range where I can bring something else in and finish him off more easily, because I wouldn't have been able to otherwise. So I'm going to go into good old Lieutenant Bert, the polar bear from out there or something. I couldn't think of a good rhyme, but you know, Lieutenant Bert, he's part of the subsidiary of Pokemon, who I like to give a certain move to that you may know, because whenever this happens, it's a move called Giga Impact, and I use it, and then it hits things and they die. Usually, if the fucking man's involved, then things die, but when it's Admiral Cunt or when it's Lieutenant Bert, they need a little bit more training, and unfortunately, Lieutenant Bert has not gone through basic training, despite being a lieutenant already. Basic training was something he avoided. He was very careful about that, but it led to his demise, because clearly he can't even kill a Suicune with a goddamn Giga Impact. Whatever, it doesn't matter, because what Lieutenant Bert did do was set up Rain Dance. That guy is basically Swift Swim, because Beartic gets Swift Swim, so I gave it Rain Dance for the hell of it, because it sounds like a cool idea. And now I'm basically going to abuse the fact that he gave me Rain. Not that it really matters, because god damn it, this is a Blastoise with Water Spout and I'm Scarfed, and I can basically finish off the entirety of the rest of his team, which includes the Terrakion and the Nidoking and the Suicune, which I finished off first of all. But yep, a little bit of surprise for him that he's actually going to end up losing to a Scarf Blastoise with a Terrakion, having done nothing on his team. That's rather interesting. I actually only had Blastoise and Volbeat left, so could have been a bit of a sticky situation if Blastoise had gone down, because Volbeat doesn't have any attacking moves and it would have kind of been left to do nothing. But there you go, that was it. It was a fun game. It was just you know, these kind of games I have often with like Ferris and Nick, and Gubs is in the same category because he knows how to party when it comes to playing Pokemon, and he knows how we play. He knows the way to Amarillo. I don't know how I got onto that song. God, I remember that song. Never mind. I'm done with the talking, so I'll see you guys next time when I decide to talk again over the internet in the Pokemon video, and that'll be that. Do leave a like if you enjoyed. That helps. Should always remember to say that. Just a wee reminder. I know that some people forget sometimes, but if you would like to, then that's all up to you. It's your own prerogative. Anyway, I'm done. I'm finished. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.